Guess
we'll
we'll start.
That was the end of the music. Didn't realize it was the end of the music. Hi, folks. Welcome back. Time that actually just turned 7 o'clock, so timed it just right. Yeah, if I have August 8 on there, that's like I said in the comments. We finished recording Sunday's show about 10 after 5, and that's Central Time. So I had dinner, and then I'd done nothing for tonight. But we have all kinds of exciting things, guaranteed, all kinds of exciting things for you this evening.
We can find something to talk about.
Of course
right?
we do.
Okay, we're winging it.
Totally.
Yep. Okay, so Sunday's show was going to be the red dress part 2, but Kirsty McLeod and her son have had a virus. We were going to record that on Tuesday, and they've been sick for some time and weren't getting any better, so we had to postpone that. So we'll record that early next week, and then we'll have it for you a week from Sunday. So then Robin and Ruth Top and Cindy and I, this afternoon, we went through all of their ribbon-winning state fair. Well, we had 27 photos, so we must have had 23 or 4, something like that, ribbon-winning pieces, and talked about those. So that'll be the Sunday show. So that'll, and obviously that'll be video. So if you do the audio, I'll put a slideshow up on the page, on the website page. I'll put a slideshow up, or you can watch the video, whichever. And then, if you're a Patreon subscriber, now I'm putting up the shows as best I can, a day or at least a day, if not 2 days early. So Patreon subscribers will probably see this show on Friday on the Patreon site. So, and I quit doing the, if you're a Patreon subscriber, I quit doing the automatic posting of the podcast because Patreon just needs to work on that a whole lot. It was not cutting it. So I cut that out. So I'm just posting the video on the Patreon site manually, and that works better. So, so Sunday will be the state fair entries, and if nothing else, you'll just see an hour worth of really great stitching from those 3 ladies. Really good stuff. So,
yeah, I'm sure it's gonna be great. I'm looking forward to watching that one.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So thanks for everyone for joining us. And Patreon, right down there at the bottom, patreon.com/fibertalk if you want to be a subscriber. We'd be glad to have you. Support the efforts here. Help pay for storing 9 years of podcasts and yeah, all those things. So we'd appreciate it. And we put up stuff. I think at least one a week. I think we've had at least one a week of some kind of extra content on the Patreon site. So you do get extra things. And then on the 3rd Wednesday of every month now is a Zoom gathering for the Silver Needle people. So keep that in mind too.
And that's a lot of fun.
Yeah, we've had a good time with that. Yep. And then please like, subscribe, share, comment on all of our channels and all of our efforts. It does help. I never used to think it was very helpful, but it's a big help. So
that's good to hear.
Yep. Help spread the word. I've noticed, more people, getting some new people. So, yeah, please do that. It's very helpful. I've learned from people who know better. Last Wednesday, last Wednesday when Beth and I, our 10 projects, I cheated. Our 10 projects that, if you had to choose 10 that we would keep, we had great fun with that. And several people have posted their 10. And please do that. Do it wherever. YouTube is the best spot. Then they'll all kind of be in the same spot. But I've got some ideas for that. I already actually pulled together a Friday 5 Patreon thing that was Cindy. If Cindy Russell, if you're here tonight, check your email, will you? I need to hear from you. I sent you an email so I could do last week's Friday 5, and you must have been on vacation or something. But Cindy, please check your email. I probably went to your junk, but let me know. Yeah, we would Do Zoom participants need a camera to be in on those? The camera that's built into your phone or your machine will do the job. Just about anything.
Mhm.
Yeah, you don't. It doesn't have to be fancy. It works.
Mhm.
And we aren't looking. We aren't trying to look fabulous. Trust me. So don't worry
No.
about that. Just an image, and you don't even have to be seen. You know, you can just
Right.
have your name up on a black box. We don't care. We want to talk to you. We don't. You know, but
If you don't want to be seen, that's okay.
yep,
If you want to stitch in your jammies and don't want anyone else to see you,
that's
that's good
right.
too.
Yep.
Just talk to us about what you're stitching. We just want to sit
Yep.
and chit chat about stitching. That's our thing.
Right, right.
Reminds me of the days when we were recording all the Sunday shows audio only. Oh, there were many a
Yes.
day you didn't want to see me. Mm-mm.
Mhm.
Now I have to get all cleaned up. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the downside to video.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
No, I would come back from a bike ride, just throw on some ratty clothes and sit down and record it. But yeah, can't now. Got to take a shower. Um,
Yeah.
let's see. Yeah. Yep. Um, last week, so in addition to that, so listen to that, and then Cindy and I will record next Wednesdays, and so we'll hear Cindy's 10, and then Beth challenged me to come up with 10 samplers, which I guarantee I can match you on that. So that's coming up because that. Oh yeah, I already started stacking up the samplers. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That was easy. That was
Yeah.
easy.
Yeah. Actually, it's embarrassing how many. Way too
Oh,
many.
we could discuss that tonight if you'd like.
Way too many. Yep. But anyway, also that last Wednesday we offered a drawing of Leah Folk Embroidery, Krista West, the bookmarks, 2 bookmark kits, and Linda Crew and Mary Coble were the 2 winners. And I think Margo put those in the mail today, so you'll get those in the next few days. But those were the winners from that drawing, just so we have it on the record. And let's see what else. Oh, I got in the mail. If you listen to the Tour de Broderie, the Tour de Broderie series that we did every day for the Tour de France, except a couple days, our guest on, I don't know, 4 or 5 of them, I forget how many it was Paula Lima from Portugal, and she's a blast. She's just terrific. So in the mail the other day comes an envelope from Paula, and it's very distinctive. She has very distinctive writing, and of course the address is difficult to decipher. But comes in the mail an envelope, and it's a flat envelope. So okay, I wonder what that is. Well, Paula stitched this,
That is so cool.
Oh, that is so cool.
and what this is the Basilica.
Sacre-Cœur.
Say that.
Sacre-Cœur.
There you go. Thank you. Someone who's been there. Yeah. That sits on top of Mount Martre. Mount Martre is a hill on the north side of Paris, and it was featured in the last 3 laps up the hill in the last stage of the Tour de France. And so Paula, not sure how she did this. Obviously, she must have copied something. But anyway, she stitched this beautiful piece on. It looks as some kind. I think it's plastic. Yeah, it's plastic, but it's just gorgeous. So it was so cool to open that up, and get that. And then on the back, dear Gary and Fiber Talk, thank you for another fun tour to Broderie. See you all hopefully next year. All the best, Paula. And so it becomes a little postcard. But how cool is that?
That is really
That's
neat. I love it.
neat.
Yep. And absolutely, next year we're doing the Tour de Broderie. I never thought doing stitching while watching the Tour de France would be fun, but we have had a great time doing that. So,
Absolutely.
yeah. And if you've not listened to them in the live section, if you go to our channel, but go to the live section, that's where all of these shows are at. All the Tour de Broderies are there, and you can listen to those. And we can't put it's not racing on the screen because we can't do that because of laws. uh, those things. But we talk about all kinds of stitching, and Jessica Grimm is with us every day, and we get all kinds of cool stuff. So they're, something to put on in the background while you're stitching. And yeah, there are some days where we got pretty excited about the racing, but yeah, so check that out. Yeah.
That's fun. It was fun to listen to, go back and listen to.
Yep. So there's that. And then here, let me get we gave away the Avlia thing, bookmark kits. And then, because Krista West sent a bunch of things to give away, and I honestly, literally a half hour before we started, got everything together so we could do this show. So no preparation for a drawing, which we'll have the next time. But I was looking through the box of what Krista sent me, and she sent me this, and I thought we needed to talk about this. This is and I've got better pictures here. Hang on just a second.
Well, those are neat.
This is the Aegean ornament kit. So Aegean ornament kit. So as we get into fall here in the States and in the Northern Hemisphere, people start thinking about stitching for Christmas, and ornaments always come up. And so this kit is, she has a blue one, and then she has a red one, which I should be able to show you right there. But basically, any color you want. So this is a good stash busting project. And you go to avliafolkembroidery.com, and the kit is $32. So you get in the kit, of course, you get the chart, and then you get, I'm not going to show any of the chart, and then you get the thread and the McKinney cloth that she uses.
I think it's what she says.
What does she say?
McKinney
cloth, which is extremely nice cloth to stitch on in the kit. And that is $32. But here's the thing, is in many cases, Krista offers a PDF download for $10.
Right.
So for something like this, the little things like this, to get the $10 pattern, because you just need the pattern, and then pull your own threads and make ornaments. And so for $10, you can get the PDF pattern from her, and then you're all set, because it's just a matter of changing colors. And, the blue or the red, but, obviously you can do whatever you want, and then you can embellish them with beads or whatever you want to do. But I just thought these were really nice looking little ornaments here.
I could see doing them, like, let's say you have a bunch of college football fans. Do them in college football fan colors.
Yeah.
There we go. Mm-hmm.
For kids, grandkids, family members.
Yep.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. Yep. So
they could also be finished as coasters.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Yep. So
which,
that's
for the college colors might be a better way to do them.
Right.
But don't send real nice stitch coasters to college dorms, though.
Well, that's true.
Yeah. At least from my recollection, they wouldn't be much good after about. Yeah.
Maybe it's for the alumni rather than
There you go.
Students.
And then it reminded me that in the picture there, you see over there on the left, that stick of wood. That's to for those who have never finished anything. That's to make the points in your when you turn it inside out. You can get these. This is bamboo. You can get it at a quilting store. I got mine at Joann's when Joann's existed. But a handy little thing to have to make those points nice and sharp when you turn things in and out, inside out. So that's a good thing to have. I have a plastic one, but quite frankly, it's too sharp. It actually will. It don't get the plastic. It'll tear. The bamboo is much better. So
Go right through the corner.
yep. So that's what that is laying there in her picture. Is one of these, and quilt stores will have them. So, but I just thought that was a tremendous ornament design set of designs. So what you got four designs PDF for $10, and
Yeah,
we all have extra thread. Well,
right.
yeah, we all have extra thread, all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, who's kidding who here? Yeah.
Right.
So check that out. That's a good one. Yep. So, what else do I have here? For somebody who's not prepared, I got all kinds of stuff. Oh yeah. Last Sunday, go listen to last Sunday's show if you haven't already. Dana Jones of Selah Creative. We had just a great conversation with her, and I couldn't resist. The minute that we ended the show, I had to buy. I got right on her site. I had to buy. So
What'd you buy?
I bought the bobbins. These bobbins, because what got her started was bunnies, but I had to have the Highland cow.
Oh, look at
Oh,
those.
cool.
Yeah. Huh?
That's great.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So these are $35, and you can get them in dark wood, or you can get them in lighter wood. And there are 15 of these bobbins. 15 of these bobbins. And she's got a bunch of woodland animals, foxes and cats and all kinds of things that you can get. They're just great fun. And then now I have to decide what to do, okay? Because I bumped one on the horn, and it was a weak piece of wood, and so I broke.
Oh.
Like come on, I haven't even put thread on it. I broke off one of the horns, but I'm thinking. I was good. I have the little piece here in the box, and I'm thinking, all right, I got to glue that back on, and then I'll put some stain on there to patch it up. But I'm thinking maybe this might be my number one guy. I might just leave it broken, or maybe put a little thread on there like a bandage, and then put him, have him in the number one slot in my corral all the time. You know, he's the guy, the feisty one, who took on, who defended the corral. I'll make up a story for him. So I'm tempted to go that way because, busted horn, he was fighting for the people. So, so anyway, great
That's
stuff.
Great.
Great stuff there at Selah Creative. And then the other thing, I couldn't help myself. I couldn't stop.
Of course not.
So and these things they have right here down at the bottom, they have a little slot so you can to connect the thread, so to put your thread in so it isn't unraveling. But very cool. But then she has these other things. Yeah, Enid, I think so. But I think I'm gonna have he's gonna be my guy. I think I'm gonna wrap a little thread around there, and I think he's gonna be my guy. The guy who took one for the team. I think that's what it's going to be. But these are really neat. These are her traveling bobbin holders. So you can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 colors of threads in this thing. Obviously a hole to hang from, and then a magnet on the end.
That's
I think
really
they were
clever.
$8. I think they're $8, something like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because it'd be where I see it being nice if you're doing like I do a lot of like wool or when I'm traveling, a little bit of surface embroidery.
Yeah.
And so you can wrap whatever threads you want on it, and then just enough to have. It doesn't need to be the flosses.
No.
Right.
And it's got little slots to put the thread. Yeah.
Nice.
Is that in focus? Focus.
Yeah. There we go.
There we go. Yeah. So it's just a really neat idea from Selah Creative. And then here I pulled up a couple other pictures, so I'm going to force you to look at them. So there's the foxes.
I like the squirrels. I like the squirrels.
Yep.
I like the foxes.
So yeah, they come in the corral. So yeah, there's the squirrels in the front, and then foxes, and then the bunnies. She tells the whole story uh, about that, and then you can get pencils. She's got all kinds of stuff that she cuts with her laser, and these pencils, you can get pencils that have your name on them or your kids' names. She said came out of the pandemic when kids needed to have, couldn't share anything. And so they sold a bunch of pencils with names on them so that kids, this is my pencil thing. But so you can get your name cut into it. And she's got all kinds of other stuff. It's fun. Really a fun thing. So, yeah, check that out. Go ahead, Cindy.
So you didn't ask her where the name of her company came from on air anyway. Did you ask her?
I thought I did. I don't think I
No,
did.
No, you didn't. Not on air.
I had it on the list, and then I thought nope, I didn't. You're right. I don't know.
Because, most people have something that is sort of obvious, but
Yeah.
that one totally isn't.
Yeah. Nope. Didn't ask her. Yep. Oh well. I asked everything else. Best I could do.
Yeah, right. I know.
Right.
Why didn't I ask that? Because I was curious. I know I had it on the list of things to talk about. Well, we got going,
Yeah.
But
It was
then
a great conversation.
This I thought was really cool too.
Yes.
And so this is a sampler thing. You stitch on the wood. And so you get all the parts. There's a base, and then there's you do the stitching on a base plate, and then you put the other thing over the top and glue it down. It comes self-adhesive. But I really liked this because I even said it in the show, I think, that I could see doing seasonal pieces where you would different colors, and then you could decorate it or do whatever. But it's just it's just an attractive stand on the table kind of thing. But I thought it was really creative.
Well, and depending upon the stitches, I could see getting one of your grandkids to help you with this.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah.
Obviously, probably wouldn't be able to do all of the stitches, but there's like a running stitch and the cross stitches. I bet one of them would, whichever you said one of them was kind of interested in the stitching, right?
Yeah, the older one.
I bet he'd enjoy that.
Yeah. But yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe I'll get one just to have him have at it. But I just thought it was a creative thing, and I could see ways you could decorate for holidays or seasons or whatever. I mean, obviously you could buy one and tear all the stitching out and redo it each time, but
but no,
spare me that. Not happening.
Right.
No.
Well, and then you could, if you're doing the seasonal thing, you could find like little leaves and other things to glue on to the frame.
Yeah.
To reinforce the, because buttons,
Right.
that from just a button company or whatever, that are already, pumpkins or bats or, whatever.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You could have a lot of fun decorating it.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. Just a cool thing. I just thought, I have the URL, so there it is at the top of the screen if you want to check her out. But yeah, really cool stuff. Had a great interview with her too. That was a lot of fun. But those bobbins are just great. But yeah, I think this guy's. I think he's going to be my guy. He's going to be my rogue Highland cow.
Yeah. Took one for the team.
Always in the front slot.
Yep.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I'm going to move him there right now. His honored position in the corral. She calls the box the corral.
Yeah, I thought that was cute.
Yeah. Because I said box, and then when I started talking to her, well, that's the corral. Yeah, of course it is. Why wouldn't it be? Yeah. So
So how is the corral put together?
it's just just glued to, it's this, interlocking uh,
Okay.
things glued together.
So
Nothing.
kind of a dovetail joint.
Yeah, kind of a, yeah. I'm sure it's
Yeah.
glued,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's just simple. Yeah.
But
But but it,
it looks really nice with
Yeah.
the
Oh yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
it's not cheesy
yeah.
at all. No, it's good stuff. Sorry, Beth. Go.
No, I was just gonna say it would look nice with like with your stitching. Kind of, it just it looks like a neat little nice little box to have. It's
Yeah.
decorative.
And then,
I'm gonna
I mean,
do.
the markings for the Highland cow.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, it's not just flat pieces of wood. She actually cut in hair for the cow and everything. Yeah. It's very cool.
Oh, cool. Fun.
And then she said that people have asked. She kind of envisioned this as more of a decorative thing. Well, I
Hmm.
for me, I'd use it, for a project, active project. But I asked her about where would you put, because I don't want to put sticky stuff on these to label the numbers.
No.
No
No.
way. But she said people have taken that washi tape.
Hmm.
Is that how we say it? Washi?
Yep.
Yes.
And just put a strip along the side, and then put the numbers on there. Then you can remove it for the next project. So, but
Mm-hmm.
no, you got to use this for active project. I'm not sitting this on a table just to look pretty. Then it gets dusty and no, not happening. No,
Right.
using it.
Yeah.
So, yep. So that was
That's
fun.
nice.
That was fun. Yeah. I think that's all the pictures I put together. Kind of impressed I got that many together. There we
Yeah,
go.
me too.
It was a scramble. Yeah, I started to pick up the dishes after we had dinner because I ran right downstairs because dinner was ready, and started to pick them up. Marcus says, "I'll get it. Get out of here." Go, because
Go.
I'd done nothing. So yeah. So there we have it.
All
Yeah,
right.
check her out.
I want to know how your Phoenix band sampler is going. I've been dying of curiosity on that. Have you been able to put any stitches on
Nope.
the?
Nope.
I'm
I know.
really curious. Okay, let me tell you why. I'm really curious to see how the threads work on the Black Swan.
Okay, promise. This week I'll start stitching on it.
Just because did you doodle on it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, how do those stitches look on the fabric?
Well,
That's
they
what I'm
look fine.
curious about.
Just a second.
It's not too thick. I'm really
No.
curious.
No. All right, hang on.
Okay, it's killing me. I've been asking. I want to see Gary's because I want to see what that thread looks like.
Yeah,
on the
I've
Black
been kind
Swan.
of curious about that too because it covers on the 32 count really well.
Right, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm using silks on a higher,
I don't know
on
how
a
it's,
small,
I don't know
lower
if it's
count,
going to work or not.
37.
It's ridiculously small, and I just did 1.5 crescents. You're not going to be able to see it, Beth.
Yes, we will. I want to pull my glasses on.
So, right there is where I did 1.5 crescents just to see what it was like. Can you see it?
Can
Yeah.
you put yourself on full screen?
Yeah, I have that ability. So it's basically 2 crescents right there.
Yeah, they're tiny.
And yeah, they're tiny. They are tiny.
Yeah, they're really small. I was surprised. As a matter of fact, I wrote to Cindy to ask her when I was stitching this if hers were really small too, thinking I'd done something wrong.
Yeah,
But,
Yeah,
small, but
when I started stitching it, I kept thinking this looks way too little. I
that
thought
was
they would be bigger,
that was my
but
initial
no.
reaction. That's why I wrote to you. It's like, wait a minute, I did something wrong here. Are they supposed to be this small? But yeah, I promise,
they're
Beth. Promise. I'll work on it this week and send you pictures. Yeah.
well, because we're both Cindy and I were curious because your thread is thicker than what I'm using. That whatever it is, the Fiberlicious 5, is it Fiberlicious?
Yeah,
All right.
Fiberlicious.
And I'm using Vicky Clayton silk and Silks for You, and obviously those are thin, like not sewing thread, but like thinner than DMC, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm using 37, 36 count linen.
Yeah.
Well,
And mine
so
covers. And mine covers. Right?
no, I don't have my threads here. The Fiberlicious threads are really pretty fine.
Are they?
Yeah, I mean, they're probably one strand is the equivalent of a one, maybe. What do you think, Gary? A little bit heavier than a strand of floss?
Little
That's
bit,
really
but not
pretty, Beth.
much. Not much.
Yeah, not much.
Oh, no, I don't want to pet you. Go back to sleep. He saw me move and he's like, "Oh, I lost something off the table." No, go sit back and go back to sleep. No, do not come over here. There, stay. Cats.
Way to work with the animals, Beth.
Gimpy. Yeah. Okay, so how thick are they? Okay.
They're not all that thin. I mean, they're not. I mean, it's a strand of floss.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So not too bad.
Not too bad. No, it's not like a pearl cotton or anything like that.
And I'm 40 count. It's no. I didn't find it any different the stitching with floss at all. I mean, it covers. It's not like it's getting dragged through the hole or anything. No.
Mm-hmm. And so I'm using just one strand for the crescents and the roads. I will probably use 2 strands when I get to the cross stitch. To get good coverage.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I'm just using 1 strand.
Yeah. No, I feel like it's covering all right. What's your fabric count, Cindy?
32.
32. Okay.
And it's covering fine on that too. For the crescents and the roads, where you're going over it multiple times anyway.
Right. Yeah.
It's gonna cover.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't be enough, especially on that dark fabric, for the cross stitch. I will have to use 2 strands for the cross stitch.
I'm sure I'll be fine with 1.
Yeah,
I'm sure you will.
You definitely will be. Yeah, I'm getting ready to start. I think it's band 4. And so I'm thinking about, I'm moving things away from the cat.
It looks great. Your colors look great on that cloth too.
They do.
I think it's working. But I think, all right, so it's hard to tell because it's so tiny. But these little roads, what were they? They're not roads. They're in the like diamond rays or something, little rays stitches right there. Mm-hmm. They're one color, and then the cross stitch is another, and you can't really see on this camera, but in person you can. So I've got this next stitches. Where am I going? This one over here is, see that little tiny? It's a little rhodes. I put 1 stitch in today, so I've started the next band. Yeah. But I think I'm going to alternate the 2 colors of orange, just to get a little variety in my stitching.
Yeah.
The color variation. And then I think there's a red band of eyelets that goes through the middle, and then you repeat that on the other side. So it's a tiny little band. So hopefully that won't take too long.
Yeah.
As I say, optimistic.
Lori says she's using 1 strand of silky 12 weight for the crescents. So, yeah.
On what count, Lori? What count fabric?
I thought she was using 28.
Really?
Is she doing Lagana? I think I remember it vaguely.
Yeah. So would that be 32?
There's a Facebook, for people who are interested, there's a Facebook group for the Phoenix Band Sampler too. 28.
28, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, so But that's nice that the sulky will work on that because that's a nice thread. And it has some
Yeah.
nice variegation in it. Thank
Yeah.
you, everybody.
Lori's cooking right along too.
Yeah,
I know
is.
she finished those flames,
I know. They look great.
or at least one half. She didn't do both. You didn't get both halves done, I don't think.
Lugana. She says, yeah, Lugana, 28 count Lugana. So standard Lugana.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, hers looks beautiful.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. It is gorgeous.
We need to schedule a show, another show, because I want to talk about beads. I want to get some advice on beads.
Okay.
Because I think I want to do the beads as I go. Which means I'd actually have to start stitching on it, right?
Right.
Isn't that what that would mean?
Yes.
That's what
yes.
that would mean.
Okay.
That would mean that. So
Noted.
it's actually kind of fun once you figure out what you're doing. How the stitches flow. That first row band didn't take very long.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, you fired right through it. Yeah.
You'll get a flow going and you'll be ready. But it's been kind of fun to see what I'm going to do and choose colors and play with it. Play with it a little bit. That's been made a little more interesting to me. I'm starting the Bargello. Okay, so she's starting. Here's my copy of it. Starting this. That Bargello right there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Man.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll need to use 2 strands for that too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I might too, just because with the silk is very thin, and I'll probably have to lay it.
Yeah.
But that is going to be so fun to do.
Coverage is an issue when you're doing up and down stitches.
Yep.
Right. But I'm looking forward to that. But I'm going to put my beads on last. I always do. It's just I can't put them on while I'm working. I know I could roll up, put a little piece of quilting batting in there and whatever, but I just don't like that idea.
I think I'm gonna do them as I go, since I got it all laid out on one slate frame. You know, I don't have to worry about rolling them up. Yeah, oh, Kathleen, Jennifer's just taking a break. Jennifer's got so many things going on. She just needed to take a break from join us. And I saw from a post the other day, she's taking some painting class.
I saw that too.
Yeah. So,
cool.
yeah, she just needed a break so she could pursue some other things. So, hopefully in the near future, she'll be back with us. But yeah, just if you followed us for very long, Jennifer's always got 10 different things going. So she just needed to have a little break.
But yeah. Yep. Absolutely.
But miss all this stuff because I learned a lot from her. So
right. I always thought of tamari balls as just a few little strings going around. I mean, they're pretty, but I was like, okay. And then Jennifer did those sunflower. Yeah. I was like, that's just amazing.
Yeah. Well, I've never spun thread. Well, I still haven't spun thread, but I've tried, right? We've all tried.
We've tried. Yeah. We've tried. Always fun to try something new.
Yep.
Much harder than it looks.
Yeah.
Everybody that does it makes it look so simple.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nope.
Yeah.
Not the case.
Yeah. Nope.
Not the case.
So Tequila Sunrise, right?
Right.
We need to look at that, I think.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Kathleen, follow Jennifer. She's got an Instagram and a Facebook. Follow her. She's been posting some of her paintings. She's just incredibly talented. But follow her because she does post, I don't know, every few days or something. So yeah, definitely. Holy smokes, that's cool.
Oh, that is gorgeous.
Wrong way.
Other way.
Wrong way.
There we go. Back up. There we go. Right there. Hold it. Wow.
Amazing.
Well done.
Can you see the sparkle
I
from the
could,
crystals?
yes.
There it is. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. There it is. Yeah. Oh man, that is
And
so cool.
even your threads have not a sparkle, but a shine. What did you
Yeah.
use for the green?
That is fireworks, I think. Yeah, fireworks.
Yeah. All right. You didn't use the called for.
I did not. I used a Bestitch Me thread that's called Trick or Treat, purple, orange, and green. So you can see that out here and at the bottom.
Yeah. Now, see, I usually struggle with Curdy Big's designs because I just think they're just overly packed, but this one's got a nice look to it.
Yeah, they're busy.
Yeah. But this one is not too much.
So I think some of that is thread colors.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
I didn't make any special effort to make my thread colors. I mean, I just followed what was in the overdyed. But I did pay attention to the placement of the threads, so that it kind of so there was a contrast
Yeah.
where I could.
Yeah.
So
That's really
did you,
nice.
what, okay, so how many threads did you use? Different threads did you use? You used the Bestitch Me, the fireworks.
The fireworks, there's the center is a cottage garden pearl. I used I think it's a sprinkles, an orange metallic.
Sprinkles. What
Yeah.
sprinkles? Do
Um,
you have some?
it's made by whoever makes bijou.
Oh,
Renaissance.
yeah.
Re
Okay, so
Renaissance.
does it come like in a hank, like kind of
Yes.
like this?
Yeah.
I might have some in my stash.
I knew
I'd
that
be
was coming.
surprised.
I knew that was coming.
I'd be surprised if you didn't.
I could have said it for
I
you. I
never
knew that
used
was
it
coming.
though. I never used it. It just sits in my stash.
I've got some pearl cotton in here and
Mm.
a couple of Krynics.
Knew it
You're
was
laughing
coming.
at me, Par.
So
Are
I
you
might
laughing at
so
have
me,
some of
Par?
that.
yeah,
You're gonna make
the
me dig
point
through my stash.
the point here was to use stuff that was in my stash. Now I did buy this thread in here, the purple,
Uh-huh.
because I didn't have anything that was the right color in the right weight.
Yeah.
And I think that's the cottage garden, or I can't remember who that's made by. But everything else is out of my stash.
It came
That's
out great.
great.
What's
That's
this?
lovely.
What's the side? About 8 inches on the side, roughly.
7?
7. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's 7 inches.
It came out great.
It is nice. Very nice.
Yeah, while I was working on it and it's, in your face, I'm kind of going, I don't know. But you get away from it, and I'm really happy with the way that it turned out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's nice.
And when I got the beads on it, it was like, okay, that was perfect.
Okay, so did you
Just what
take
it
out
needed.
any stitches? Did you take out it, or you just did it as she charted it?
I just did it as she charted it.
Okay. Um,
And the
yeah, 'cause
pattern is in a Needle Pointers magazine.
needle pointers. Okay,
Yes,
yes, not needlepoint now. Needle
right.
pointers.
So American Needlepoint Guild.
Yes. Okay, so here's my
I
next
don't have it.
question.
Yeah,
Cyber pointers. Are they having
yeah,
one for gnomes?
yes.
Okay, I'm looking it up now. Cyber pointers. Angie.
Yeah,
Because I think
registration
it
is
was,
open now for the, I think it's called the Christmas Gnome.
yeah, that's what
If
I'm
you go to
looking for.
cyberpointers.org and education.
Here, let me see if I can.
I found it. Here it is. Like Gara get a better picture.
Let me see if I can scare it up. Yeah.
I've always thought this was cute because I think it's winter, so, and I don't think I do that pinky in the center. I would probably do something else.
Well, it's a kit,
Right, but
but that doesn't
okay,
that doesn't mean you can't change it.
I would change it. But wow, I really like that. Now, if I was organized, I would have my A&G number available somewhere so I could just click or shwoom, as they say. It would be done.
Uh-huh.
But
Yeah,
no,
I started I started to register, but I wasn't paying attention and auto filled the wrong email address.
Oops.
uh,
And I
okay,
stopped it. I didn't go through the payment, but it was still showing that my number was registered. So I had to email the registrar and have her unregister me.
yeah,
So
and
now I
hate
need
to
to go
make
back
extra
and
work for the
register.
volunteers. At least I do.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, this is. I think it'd be fun, a fun stitch, and I like.
Hmm.
I don't have. I have Christmas stuff, but I don't have a lot of winter stuff. So you
Yeah.
get to play with a lot of threads. Look at that thread list,
Yeah. So
which would be
the
fun.
interesting thing that Curdy is doing is she started getting away from the geometrics, but she's still
Hmm.
using the crescents and the Jessicas and all of the other stitches to create these organic shapes. And I think she kind of started that with this, or maybe the one before. I think she's done I think there's a Santa, but I'm not positive about
Yes,
that.
I think you're right. There is a Santa because I think
Okay.
that was really cool too. Let's see. This
And
looks like
then,
it'd be fun to stitch.
yeah. And then she did a seahorse, and
I
Really?
she
don't
taught
remember
that
that one.
at, well, she taught it at ANG a couple of years ago.
Okay.
Last year, or actually, so that was last year. This year, she taught the jellyfish, and
Oh,
and next year it's a turtle.
oh,
So I only know that because Debbie Rowley and Curdy Biggs like to do a joint um, pilot
hmm,
class. So they're each teaching two classes, I think, at the ANG seminar. Oh, I haven't seen the next year's ANG seminar pieces yet, but I assume that that's what these are for. And so there was pictures of their two projects, and one of them is the turtle.
oh, that would be very
And
cool.
yeah, and so again, she's using these hilt stitches to make organic shapes, which I think is just really clever.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, you're right, Sandy. I think a snowman like the gnome would be adorable to, because they're little stand, they're just little. Are they fit like as a stand up or a flat fold or something or a,
Yeah.
so I think it just would brighten up a room a little to have um,
Hmm.
those little creatures around.
And I agree with you. I don't really like that coral color.
No, I'm sure it's because
Uh,
it's the blue. But couldn't you just? I would even just change it to a dark blue. To me, I don't. Well, I guess
right.
is it supposed to be his face? His little nose?
Oh, maybe. Yeah, maybe. I'll bet it's
Well, then maybe.
his face, but above his beard and below his hat.
Yeah, it's just his little nose.
Yeah.
But but okay.
There's got to be
I
another color. I don't care for it. It seems so out
yeah.
of place. It's got to be
I
another
just
color.
I think I just start pulling flesh colors out. You know, um,
Right.
Even if it was, to me, it would be prettier. It would be nicer, even a pinker than a peach. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah.
Have
Or you
to
could
play
make,
around a little bit. It just seems out
I
of
think you
place.
would. I would. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Yeah, but I think he's adorable and he'd be fun. And I don't think it can't be, it's an intermediate class, but it's not that big, is it? Does she give the
No,
size, Gary?
she does 6x7.
Oh, that, yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be a nice, fun little stitch to do.
Mm-hmm.
So the kit, that's the kit price, 128.
Yes.
Yes.
Kit and teaching fee and everything.
Yep.
Yes.
And
That's
mailing.
Yeah.
that's so reasonable.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
have to be a member of Cyber Pointers. You have to be a member of ANG.
Right. So Elizabeth Little Stitches must have seen it. She said it's more flesh in person.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Which
So wait,
it wouldn't surprise me. It's a photograph.
Right.
right. But oh, that would be
So,
so much fun to stitch up.
Mm-hmm.
So you
are you
signed
signing
up
up for
already?
it?
I'm gonna
Well,
have
I
to.
will.
Are
Yeah,
you, Gary?
I just.
Yeah. I'm in.
Oh,
I'm in.
gosh, he's so easy.
I know.
Because, I got nothing else. So you might as well start something new.
Yeah, I mean, we
Right.
only have 10 projects, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Right. No, I got to do this.
Right.
That looks like fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a stand up or an ornament, so you can do either way.
Yeah, and
I
that's a
think
little big for an ornament.
Yeah.
So I think a standing figure would be. Oh,
oh,
Elizabeth said she stitched him.
Oh,
Awesome.
go Elizabeth.
so how long did he take you, Elizabeth? That's what I want to know about, approximately. Was he a fast stitch?
1 to 10. One is Gary. 10 is Beth.
10 is Robin.
10 is Robin.
Yeah,
Okay.
10's Robin.
There we
10
go.
is Robin.
There, that's a more accurate gauge. 1 is
Yeah, more
Gary.
like
10
a
is
5.
Robin. Yeah. Good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a cute little ornament. And I could even see doing it, once you got it, because, we have stash, doing it in different colors, even like a green one. I don't know why I think a green would be cute. And then it could be a spring.
A spring. No. Yeah.
See, I'm not, until you said that it was his face, I didn't even pick up on that. Because that flesh colored section in the middle, see, to me, I'm tempted to get some kind of fuzzy white. Just dispense with trying to keep a face and some kind of fuzzy white to go in there, maybe.
Well, you have to have the nose because
Yeah.
that's what you typically see on,
Hmm.
well, a lot of gnomes you see the whole face, but a lot of them you just see the nose.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are you working on, Cindy? See, pulling thread. I got to ask. Oh, pretty. Look at that sparkle.
Yeah. So I'm working on the class I'm going to be leading for cyber pointers in January.
Oh.
So that's your hint.
Okay.
Yes.
That's sparkly.
Yeah,
2
very
months.
sparkly. I like it.
2 months, among other projects, beating slows me down. Okay. Fair enough. That's not bad.
Yeah. No.
No. No, not
So
bad at all.
Starts November 6th, so you have it done by the end of the year.
No, actually, is that when it starts?
Program
Registration
date
is
November
now,
6th
so
to
yeah.
10. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Register August 18 to September 15. So get on it. $128, $145 for the Canadians. International to be determined. Cyberpointers.org
Yes.
is where we have it. So,
And if you're not a member, you'll find membership information on that page.
yes.
Yeah. And we were
Black belt
discussing
needle threading.
Yeah.
Okay.
We were discussing what's available for people that you're if you can't meet within person. Cyber Pointers is a great group. They offer, I think, a wide variety of projects. They're interesting. Like we're finishing off Balance this month, which I haven't started, but we're finishing off Balance this month. And just to go and look at the colors, like let's say you're not interested in the piece, but to go and look at the photos of what people are actually using for colorways and stitching is very, very inspiring, I think.
Yes.
So I highly recommend Cyber Pointers. I know someone told me the other day, I think it was Tim, that there's going to be another online chapter of EGA. There's one through the Tennessee Valley called Cyber Stitchers, but there's going to be another one through the Pacific Coast.
If I read it correctly, I think what it is that there's a chapter that has a strong online presence. I didn't think it was another online chapter. I think it's just a chapter that has has a lot of people that join online. Not positive about that, but that's what I got from the email that I read a while ago.
Yeah. I think, sometimes it's being able to meet other people from all across the world using Zoom, what's Linda Hayden's group, the UK Sampler Guild, which I think Kathy Andrews is part of. So, tons of information if you're interested in samplers. The Tudor Rose Sampler Guild has a huge group, and they're strictly online.
Jessica Grimm's group.
Jessica Grimm from Patreon, which reminds me I have a question for them.
So Cyber Pointers doesn't do any Zoom meetings at this point. It's
right.
all just managed through email.
Right. Which is also nice because you can just read the emails, hit delete, and clear your email box out, and do the polls, whatever you need to do.
Right.
And yeah.
Yeah, and so you should do the poll every day during the meeting. So the meetings are every other month.
Mm-hmm.
And they last from Thursday through the following Monday. And you should do the poll every day because there's a door prize drawing for each meeting, and the door prize is next year's membership dues. So if you poll in as present every day, even though you don't have to do anything else but check your email and go ahead and vote.
Mm-hmm.
Go off and do whatever you're going to do. If you do it every day, you have more chances to win the door prize.
Right.
So I did belong to Cyber Stitchers for a while. That's EGA's online group. But it was while I was president of Cyber Pointers, and I did not rejoin. I went back to being a member at large because I just couldn't. One online group was enough for me.
Yeah.
Right.
I just didn't have time to, really pay attention to what they were doing.
Right.
So I went back to member at large.
They've been doing some. EGA's been doing some things for Member at Large too, to give those. There's some activities there too.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to get a schedule with the guy who does education for EGA to learn what all they got going on. So
That would be nice.
because they every time I do a promo for them, I discover new things, and I think they've got so much that it's difficult for them to market it all.
Mm-hmm.
And there's only so many times you can put the word out on anything, and
Right.
yeah,
Right.
no, they're
Well, they're petite projects. We use them occasionally as chapter project. Like
Yeah.
A&G
Right.
has their chapter book. They have those petite projects, and those are nice. Nice little projects to.
And
Yeah.
everybody has access to the petite projects.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's something people need to be aware of. There's an awful lot of free EGA stuff that anybody can get to.
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
Right. Which is really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Really nice.
So what are you working on, Beth?
I am an insane person. So we already knew that. I am working on Christian Henry. Henry.
Oh,
Henry.
yeah.
I didn't think when Kim had sent us this, and I really didn't pay much attention. I saw the alphabet and said, "Oh, that's nice." And I didn't pay attention to this. Well, this has a whole bunch of specialty stitches in it. There are, let's see, Algerian eyelets, running stitch, herringbone stitch, and chain stitch. And I haven't found where the chain stitch is yet. So I just started it with the border.
Oh, nice border though.
Yeah. Literally just started the border because I don't have anything else to stitch.
No, I know you're stuck.
Enid,
just join EGA, Enid, and there's too much there, but join it and start poking around. You'll find your lane somewhere.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. There's something for everybody.
Don't try to take it all in. There's too much. Just go to events, go to projects, something, and just get started. Because there's just too much.
there's a big EGA chapter in the Denver area. I don't know where you are in Colorado, but it's been there for a long time.
Yeah.
But even if you're a member at large, there's plenty of stuff that's available, and just getting the emails so that you kind of know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Join as a member at large, Enid. Just start as a member at large, and poke around the site and get the emails so that you're getting a little taste of what they have, and then go from there. And then if you find a chapter nearby, then and you can find all the chapters in the website anyway. But just do a member at large, and then you can ease yourself in, because there's just an awful lot of stuff. But
and most chapters are happy to have guests.
Yeah.
You don't have to belong to the chapter to attend a meeting.
Right.
Or 3.
Right.
But I will warn you, if you change mid-year, you'll have to pay your dues for the chapter, and you've already paid your dues for member at large. So
Yeah.
But generally, the chapter dues are terrible.
No, $20 maybe is typical.
Yeah. No, just start. Mention Fiber Talk when you do it, though. But yeah, the member at large works for me. It's all right.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yep.
That's how I started. Well, yeah, that's how I started.
Hmm. Yeah, I learned. So before I joined EGA, I had done surface embroidery and crewel and cross stitch. And when I joined EGA, and we had a really active chapter here in Iowa City, when I learned how to do black work and needlepoint and hardanger, and there was something every month to
Yeah.
try.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Just get in the system, Enid, and then
Hmm.
yeah, you'll find something, guaranteed.
Hmm.
It's there. Yeah. And then check out the other thing is check out the regional events because
Mm-hmm.
people talk about the annual event, but there's regional events all over the country. And for many people, that's a better option because it's usually within driving distance and still a big event. And the programs they have
Right.
for those events are usually quite extensive. So,
Yes.
and that's another way to meet people, get involved, and uh, see some teachers, that kind of thing. So, yeah.
Hmm.
Right.
In the SCA in the late 90s in a yurt? Holy smokes.
Society for Creative Anachronism.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I knew that from somewhere.
Hmm.
Cause
Yeah,
Linda
who was
Sherbring.
on clothing.
Sherbring? That's that we talked to.
Yeah.
That she was a blast. Yeah, Sherbring,
Hmm.
right? Mm-hmm. That came up a couple weeks ago, didn't it? In
I
something.
think so.
Maybe it was.
Her,
Yeah.
I think it was her sweet bag,
Oh
and
yes, yeah,
Gina, and the tassels, and
yes, that's right.
Hmm.
all the things, all the things.
Yeah. All the
Yeah,
things.
it's never ending. Yep.
Oh, yeah, those sweet bags are so
Yeah.
neat. I've been since I started looking at other people's, like it comes up in my feed on
Mm.
Instagram, people working on them. And, oh, some of them are just gorgeous.
And
Just what I need.
Enid, there medieval. If you're still interested in that, Jessica Grimm's whole operation
Hmm.
is absolutely
Right.
Yeah.
fascinating. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Check
Her
her
mini.
out.
Cool.
Yep.
So did you do a sweet bag, Beth?
Yeah, I have a sweet bag that I did that was from, oh my goodness, I can see her, the piece I did from her. Anyway, I can't think of her name. She does Zen Tangles. She's an Invert EGA teacher. I did her sweet bag, and it was in the EGA magazine. But now I've got to do another one because mine wasn't blingy enough.
No.
So I've got to
Okay.
start another one.
All right.
Yes, and I saw someone in there. She did her base, the tent stitch, which is what you do for your base. Um, and she did her base in a Verissois, and now she's covering it all with gilt silk twist.
Mm.
So it's
Oh
really
my.
sparkly with
Mm.
little
Wow.
detached petals. And I'm like, oh, that is so lovely. Just what I need. Just what I need.
Yep.
Hmm.
Mm,
Had to cover the grommets in her bodice. Oh, sure.
yeah.
Sure. Yeah, those people that do that authentic stuff, that's they don't mess around. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like
Right.
Yeah.
Isabella Pitcher
Hmm.
and all of her Georgian and whatever costumes that are all
Hand
yeah.
stitched.
Yeah,
Right.
Well, no, hers aren't hand stitched. Hers are
no. But she
machine.
offers that.
Yeah.
She offers
Yeah.
that if you want to pay, she will do it 100%. No machine, no nothing. But oh
Hmm.
man, I bet that's a frightening number to pay for that. Oh boy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Because you know her stuff that she sews by machine is not cheap because That's serious clothing. But I'll bet if she has to sit there and stitch one of those monster dresses by
Oh
hand,
no,
you pay. Yeah, yeah. She's
that would be
amazing.
too
She's
much.
just amazing.
Hmm. Yeah, Bernadette Banner is another one. Do you follow
Mm-hmm.
her?
No, didn't know
Yes.
about her. Bernadette
Oh,
Banner.
Yeah,
yeah.
she does a lot of she likes Victorian era,
Okay.
and she has done a lot of things by hand. But when she sews with a machine, she uses an old. It's not a treadle machine, but it's a really early
Oh,
sewing machine.
legit stuff,
You
huh?
know, yeah, legit stuff. And she did a with a whole bunch of other people. Uh, they got a grant to kind of try to recreate the gifts in the Greensleeves song.
Uh huh.
I I don't, I younger people probably aren't familiar with Greensleeves at all. It's an old English folk song, and it's about a man who's trying to woo this woman, and she really doesn't want anything to do with him, but she'll gladly take his gift.
Hmm.
And so a lot of the gifts are clothing related.
Mm-hmm.
And so she she was involved with making the clothing. They got somebody who makes shoes in the old,
Oh.
fashioned way. And oh, I forget, there might have been a passementerie person to do tassels.
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
They made a whole video. Yeah, Sandy saw the video on Greensleeves. It was
Okay.
amazing.
Huh.
There's a
Yes.
couple of videos about it.
Yeah, it's
Hmm.
not just one. There's a whole series.
Yeah, there's a series on making it, and then there's the video itself where they're singing Greensleeves in the background,
Oh.
and it was really amazing.
Hmm.
Yeah, very interesting. The history that they talked about and trying to figure
Hmm.
out what the words really what they were talking about. And it was great. Very interesting. Well worth that watch.
Hmm. So Sharon Bogan, I think is she the one that does the take a stitch
Yep.
Tuesday.
Tuesday?
Pin
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Tangle is her business. Yeah. Take a Stitch Tuesday and something Wednesday. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you've talked to her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
September 9, 2018. That was back when Christine was.
Oh yeah, wow, that was a long time ago.
I didn't. Yeah. A long time ago. Yeah. She was
I do
great. Yeah.
follow her blog because she does some really cool stitches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, she. Yeah. I still am on the list for the Tuesday Take a Stitch and
Yep.
yeah, and she does crazy quilting too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Holy
Mm-hmm.
smokes. 2018. Man, we've been doing this a
Wow.
long time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Man.
Way longer than you expected, right?
Oh yeah. Oh, without question. Oh, not even close.
Hmm.
Yeah. Never imagined. No. Nope. Nope. It was just
No.
going to be a once or twice a month thing, and um, some weeks it's almost full time. Just to keep up. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really. It's all right.
Well, and I think that one of the things that's amazing is that, yeah, you've talked to a few people more than a couple of times,
Yeah.
but for the most part, everybody is new.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
And it just tells you what's out there. People say that, embroidery is dead. Well, it's not.
No.
No. No.
And there are so many different forms and ways that people are adapting it to whatever they
Yeah.
want to do,
Mm-hmm.
that
Mm-hmm.
it never ceases to amaze me.
Yep. Yeah.
Well,
No,
even the
I've
gal.
got. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was just thinking about the gal you talked to who did the gold work that's not gold work.
Yeah.
Oh,
just a
Gibier,
couple weeks
Gibier.
ago. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yes. And what came to my mind was the woman that does the photography
Yes.
Oh
and
yeah.
then embroiders on the photography after it's been transferred to cloth.
Yeah. Who was that? Oh, Letitia. Yeah. Letitia Gibier. I don't like the color gold, but I do gold work all the time. Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
you join
her.
the club. I don't do gold work.
Yeah. Some people just simply don't do gold work. Yeah. Yeah. No, I've got probably 8 people in the works right now. None of them are repeats. They're all new people.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, there's
That's
I think there's
great.
eight that are, I'm in the process of trying to get something nailed down. Yeah. And yeah, it's amazing how many there are. And every time I
Mhm.
turn around, somebody will send me
Somebody new.
one, or somebody will pop up on Instagram. It's like, I don't never heard of that
Mm-hmm.
person. And you look into
Hmm.
them, and they're doing amazing stuff too. Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah. And well, don't you think in some ways the creativity is expanding? From when, I mean,
Yeah.
in the '90s or whatever, when
Hmm.
I know I started really expanding what I was doing. There's a lot more out there.
Hmm.
Well, and I also think that artists in general are discovering textile arts as an option more.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm just smoking happy weed, but it just strikes me that true artists are discovering that, as opposed to paint or sculpture or pencil or
Hmm.
whatever, that textile art gives them a dimension that they can't get otherwise. And
Yeah.
that lady who embroiders on photos. I mean, that's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and the one you talked to a couple of weeks ago that said paint aren't or threads aren't messy.
Yeah, yeah. That
Yes.
was Kate. Kate Cinchanova. Yeah, yeah. I do needle and thread because it's not messy. Yeah, exactly. Yep,
Yeah.
Right. Right.
yep.
Right.
And
And
she's
then,
she's doing basically she's doing what you would do painting, only with needle and thread. I mean, that's complete. Uh,
yeah. And there's some lady who's doing needle felting. Did you send me that link?
I did, and I wrote to her, and oh man, she better respond. I'm gonna pester her to death
Yes.
because that stuff's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not. It's not your very. It's not needle felting as you normally think of it. It is
No,
very cool.
no. But oh yeah, no, I'm gonna pester her to death. I want that one.
Hmm.
But here's Kate Sitchinova.
Yeah.
Tell me that's not.
Hmm.
How's that different from painting or illustration? Come
Right.
on.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah. So
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
oh, that reminds me, I got to get going on the America's Tapestry. I got to get those set up.
Oh yeah. So there you go. There's
There's
more.
there's a whole bunch of those. Yeah. I was trying to give a little time so that they'd make some progress, so that when we
Hmm.
had it, we'd have something more than just, well, we're just getting started. So, but I got to
Right.
start lining those up. But yeah, there's
Well,
a
and they have to be really pounding away on them because they don't have that much time.
no,
Was it
no,
May? Wasn't it May that he wanted
May,
to have them done by?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah.
time's flying.
Wow.
It's
Especially
September
for
already.
especially for those things. Those are big. So yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
they gotta.
Right.
Yep.
Right. And you hit the holidays, and everybody gets busy no matter what. I don't. Yeah.
Right.
Hmm.
So
Yep.
yeah.
All right. I think we're gonna end it here. Sunday, State Fair entries, a whole bunch of amazing stitching, and you'll learn things as always. And then a week from Sunday, we'll have Kirsty McLeod with the and she's getting better because she just wrote to me today, so we should be a go for that. And that'll be the red dress. And you might want to look up before you listen to that one and make sure you've listened to the first one we did with her on the red dress, so you get the background and everything, because the second one is going to be how all the mechanics of it, how they designed the dress, how they got the pieces in there and worked with people all over the world. So to have that background in your head when you listen to that will really be helpful. But so
and
that's
look at the website too.
Oh,
look
yeah.
at the website too.
Yeah.
Right.
Amazing. Just amazing project. Yep. All right. We're out, folks. Thanks for listening. Thanks for joining us. Bye.
Bye.